We are 34 days away from our first preseason game, which is in Toronto on the September 24th. 8 games is a lot, I think, for you guys would probably admit that, including that Winnipeg game on October the 5th, because those last 2 games, you want to have a lot of your team. But that Winnipeg game, to me, is the key one where all the guys who might be on the bubble are going to Winnipeg.
Yeah. It's the worst. I played 15 years, and that is the worst preseason game. And I got stuck with it almost every year. I think one year I got to miss it. And you get I got home and into my bed at 5:45 in the morning, because you fly there, you play, you fly right back. Is it 1 or 2 hour time change?
One,
just a tiny bit of a delay getting on the bird, and then you got a 2.5 hour flight, and then an hour drive home from the airport, give or take 40 minutes, whatever. It is the worst. And I remember they were like, what would you, at the end of the year, one year, they were like, what did you think about the year? And I was like, whoever decides on that fucking game in Winnipeg, I was like, I will give you, I remember I was like $100,000 not to go. And I got it every year, every single year. God damn. I'm fired up for the guys that have to go play in it now. I'm so mad. It is the worst trip in the world, but, and you only got one dress rehearsal after that, right? So
yeah,
you got to take a squad.
Yep.
But I guarantee you they're all lined. I mean, they're flipping coins right now, trying not to get that game.
Do you guys care when you looked at the roster of the other side of how competitive it was? My point is, like, Winnipeg will have a pretty good roster, I would think, because it's close to perhaps their last home game before the preseason or for the regular season starts, which means lots of talent. When you guys are going into games, do you care what the other roster looks like?
It all depends where you're at in your career. Like,
yes.
It's like if you're an established guy, and you might care a little bit. You're a young guy. You're not looking at it. You're looking at the roster to think, okay, which guy do I got to watch out for? Because you're trying to show your best stuff. But you're an older guy. You're like, okay, which guy's gonna be running around like an idiot that I'm gonna want to change when he's on the ice? And which, like, it's
never
totally
have shorter shifts in a game than a preseason game. But you're
Bob,
I mean, Yorkie just hit the nail on the head. It just, you like, as you go on in preseason, then you start to really think about it. But those first couple games, you're like, God. I think it was my second year there when Toronto was coming in and they brought like their whole lineup, like 2 games in the preseason. We were like, why are they bringing a wagon to Ottawa? Because now we got to dress one, and it was supposed to be a night off. And he calls me in. He's like, you're going tonight. Wait, what? I have dinner reservations. So I was like, I guess I'm playing.